What's up, frozen hoes, whatever floats your go? It's Relentless here, bringing you yet another Division and Build video. If you happen to be new to the channel, ground and pound that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so that way you know each and every time a new video is uploaded. Now, before I hop right into it, I must say, don't hate on this. It's just a lot of fun to use, and it completely drives people bonkers, absolutely bonkers. This is the ultimate trolling status effect build. I don't have any really particular name for it. I just know it's a lot of fun, and it sure does frustrate a heck of a lot of people. So I definitely recommend trying it out. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. As you can see, it is the 3-piece Predator's Mark with Ninja Bag and 2 Banshee. Now, this particular set way, some people say, well, that's just another Pred Sheet build. No, not necessarily. If it was actually a Pred Sheet build, then there would be one more Banshee piece instead of the Predator's Mark build. But before you hop to any more conclusions or click off the video, before you actually hear this next part and put some stupid comment down there, the only reason that I'm utilizing this Predator's Mark is because of its talents, and mainly the extra 10% reload speed, and of course to absolutely have some damaged output by way of the Banshee and Predator's Mark. But it is just to apply the bleed status effect. No, not the 6-piece and that major bleed. I got that build video already. That was just the previous one. So if you absolutely want a complete shredder bleeder, then check out that video in the playlist. But no, this is a status effect build, what I call the ultimate troll build. And you just want the 4-piece Pred, so that way you're getting the reload speed that I'll go over, the reason that comes in handy here in a moment, and then of course the status effect in which you hit 10 shots without switching targets to make the target bleed for 50% of the damage already done by those bullets. It's not really the damage of the bleed, you just want the actual status effect of the bleed. So let's go over the talents first and foremost. The talent section, you definitely want adrenaline, just to counter any status effects. Status effects that are applied to you. But these are the main ones you want to run with this build. Fear tactics. Applying shock to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target in 10 meters radius. So you can utilize the shock grenades or the shock turret in your arsenal, and both, when using both of these, it will apply to when running fear tactics. And of course, as everybody knows, shrapnel applying bleed to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target in 10 meters radius. And then of course, the wildfire applying burn to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target in 10 meters radius. Now you can switch it up, mix and match to whether you want to use a flame turret or shock turret, but whichever you prefer, they have the same kind of grenades in your inventory, whether it be in the form of the incinerator grenade or the shock grenade. So whichever you prefer using, whether it be flame or shock turret, just know you also have these grenades that'll do the same and get the same effect and result out of it also in your arsenal if your shock turret or flame turret is down. Now let's say, for this instance, I'm using the shock turret. How will I cause flame if I'm out of incinerator grenades as well? Well, look no further as this little N4 here with Intense on it. Intense is the first bullet of a magazine has a 25% chance to apply the on fire status effect to the target. So if you face a group, for instance, this is just a scenario, and a lot of times I do, and no one in your group is Predator's Mark, so they do not fear the bleed, and you're not using any kind of turrets whatsoever, they're most likely not to have immune boxes on them, because they'll feel that they don't need them. So it's kind of like a rope-a-dope thing. I've come in contact with lots of groups. If you're not using any of those status effect builds or turrets or whatnot, then 9 times out of 10 they'll switch to either turrets of their own and non-immune boxes, or disrupts, or something other than that. But as long as you're running or someone in your group is running a disrupt, you can disrupt their boxes and then let the shenanigans begin. Let them flop all over the place, and especially if they're in game chat. Why am I being set on fire? Why am I being on bleed? Why am I getting shocked? And sometimes it's all three at the same identical time. They're flopping around like salmon going up a stream, or they're flapping their arms like a chicken caught on fire. It's a sight to see, let me tell you. It's hilarious, especially if no one is using a flame turret whatsoever. They're going to be confused and scratching their heads. Well, why am I being set on fire? Well, that's the case right here, is because of the Intense. And the reason for the reload speed coming by way of Predator's Mark, not just for the status effect per bleed that you can apply, but also for the reload speed. And then for the 29.5% reload speed on the magazine, that drops your reload speed insanely close, especially with the M4, to 1.76 seconds. You will achieve 64.5% reload speed when it comes to M4. Because when you're trying to apply the burn status effects by way of Intense, as you'll see, it only has a 25% chance. So 1 out of every 4 bullets basically is going to catch them on fire. So, and it's only the first bullet out of the magazine. So you fire one, you hit, not set on fire, then it's so quick and so easy just to reload right quick and then pop them again, especially if, say, you're the ones that are rogue or manhunt and you're watching them run towards you. Then immediately set their whole group on fire, on bleed at the same time, because once you set them on fire, then you can easily swap or keep firing to apply the bleed status effects thereafter. And then let's say, you know, there's a truck or an obstacle in between you and them, to put a shock turret also halfway in between that they can't see, and the next thing you know, their whole group is shocked again. Man, they go absolutely bonkers and nuts over this stuff. And you're still dishing out enough damage if none of this works, but you still have the constant bleed status effect by the 4-piece pred that you'll constantly be applying on them. And when it comes by shock grenades or the incinerate grenades, of putting also that on fire status effects onto them as well. Even if you don't have the time to sit there and fire one bullet, reload, fire one bullet and reload, or you can easily switch to a flame turret. This, you know, works out just as funny as a shock turret, and then just use a shock grenade and a flame turret, vice versa. Just whichever you prefer. It is a lot of fun. And I'm not going to go on any further. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from this, but I'm just saying, just go try it out. You can put any kind of build that you want to put together and use Intense on any weapon, and then those same talents. But what makes it even more interesting is if you're utilizing the Intense talent, since it's just that first piece, then you want as much reload speed as possible. And the easiest way to do that, and to apply the most status effects as possible, instead of having harmful on your pistol, as I do here, if you don't want to use pred, but pred is just easy, so that way you're constantly applying some form of status effect on them regardless of what weapon you're using, and then accompanied with the grenades and also the turret. It's an absolute blast. Just sit back and you and your friends are just laughing and laughing, especially if they're talking through game chat and not knowing what's going on, how's it happening, how are we doing exactly what we're doing. It is hilarious, so go try it out. But that's all. I'm not going to keep you too long. I just think it's really fun, and just go try it out. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment and let me know what you guys think. And if you do happen to go try it or have tried it before, let me guys know what you think and what experiences that you've witnessed, or some things that some other players have said in game chat when you actually use this against them. But thank you guys so much. We'll see you fudging later.